yes, we met in BNI, but also we're both have a military background, and we were both in the same organization, which I think is kind of cool. And so we immediately kind of connected there. But yeah, so Quincy, I just want to give you a second. You want to introduce yourself, let the audience know who you are and what you're all about.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Quincy Malum. I'm the owner of Cutie's Lemonade and more. Matt and I met way back in. I mean, we was both National Guard service members, and it's you go back to those times, man, when we was serving in the field, man. I mean, I can't believe like how close proximity we both were to each other when we were both in the Army. So I mean, I've since retired. I know you still in, but I mean, yeah, it's really cool that two soldiers are now standing here representing their business and doing their thing, and also shout out to Toro Insurance for setting up this cool podcast we got here. I mean, this is really a good setup. So shout out to them too.
Yeah, no, I was really like excited that they were willing to do this and kind of get it set up. It was kind of like on the fly because I was using that other studio I was telling you about, but it was great, by the way, but the issue was like the equipment was like shared with a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, can't have that. You need something personalized and just to yourself.
Yeah. And the issue was like I was having like connection issues with the audio and it was getting screwed up, and I feel bad. The last podcast I did, like the audio totally got like wiped. Didn't even nothing. It didn't say anything, and I still have to call her and let her know that sorry, your episode is not going to air unless you want to do it again. Which that's kind of messed up. But yeah, no, it's cool because we both have the military background, which is kind of neat. And like you got out as was it major?
As a major, yeah.
That's cool. And see, like I'm sitting at captain, and I'm probably not going to make major because like I'm already on my medical board on the way out, and I can't do any schools and all this other stuff. So it's kind of a sad thing. But it
ain't nothing about being a major any better than being a captain.
Dude, one of my best friends, I went to high school with him. We were both in the marching band, all that other stuff. Well, he's in the Guard, and we connected like when I was in ROTC, and he was like, "What? He's a warrant officer," and I'm like, "Dude, I should have done that. I should have done a warrant officer because they fly under the radar.
Nobody needs anything from them. Nobody wants anything. And when they come around, it's like they're important. It's being a warrant officer. I would say has got to be the most. I would say the best field you can probably get into. Because you alleviate yourself from accountability. You make everybody else accountable, and you're accountable, but you're not as accountable as like the actual grade officers. But man, if I could do it all over again, warrant officer, or I'd be like a sergeant major, because I think I'd be the greatest sergeant major.
Dude, I was thinking about that too. I think I probably either would have gone and stayed enlisted and saw that through, or gone the warrant officer route.
Yeah,
just because my mindset and everything, I think it's more inclined for that type of work. I mean, what happened has happened, and I'm where I'm at right now. But I mean, I kind of think about that. But
I'm happy with my military career. I always just being able to just go back to it. I think I took the advantageous route, and I wanted to be like an officer so bad because when I was going through ROTC, I did everything I possibly could to like get the degree just so I can place myself to like a higher rank because I just wanted to get in front. I just wanted to lead. But I didn't understand all the other ways, and I wasn't patient enough to like suffer through it, enlisted. But I do miss it. Army was great to me. I can't hold anything back. I mean, I've lived my life through the Army. I have everything and owe all my success to the military.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't change any of it either.
Oh yeah.
Where did you go to ROTC?
In Austin, P.
In Austin, okay.
In Tennessee.
All right. So because I was at ASU, and so when you went, how did you do on swimming on CWST?
Oh man, you would think, it being me being black and I'm Juneteenth today, that I was just straight to the bottom. But I was actually an incredible swimmer. Like people don't know that I can swim pretty damn good. I think I did the whole, where you walk up and you got the weapon over your head. I mean, I did that in like record time. I did it on my back without even having to like stroke because the bet that I had between the person was that I was going to go, and I said, listen how I'm going to do this. I'm going to drop into this water. I'm not going to use my arms at all. I'm going to put the weapon on my chest, and all you're going to see is me hitting the back of my head, and you're going to say, score, your go. And that's exactly how I did. I fell in backwards. I did my little Nemo flips, and all I did was continue on until I hit the back of the head, and everybody was like, "That's incredible! Like, you didn't even have to swim it." Because most people like have to swim it over their head and everything. And it's like, nah, dude, you can keep the weapon out of the water. You can coast through this. It's like the easiest task that they have. And Sergeant First Class that was there. He told me, he was like, dude, man, all you gotta do is do this. I was like, for real? He was, and we placed a bet right then and there. And he said, I bet you won't do it. So right then, now it's the wrong time to do it because you got your whole career on the line. If you fail, it's a no go. But I just was so compelled about what he was saying, and just did it.
So just to kind of let the audience know, so CWST, that's combat water survival test.
Yeah, combat water survival.
And there's like 5 different events, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm trying to think through them, but I know one of them is like you got to kind of swim on your side.
You got to tread water.
And you got to hold your rifle up out of the water.
Yep.
One of them is treading water for like, I don't know, 5 minutes.
I think it's like 5 minutes. And really you just got to stand. You just got to get somewhere within the water. I mean, it's kind of too like, there's tricks you can use that you can swim in. If you're not a really strong swimmer, and a lot of folks that I was with, this is why I was in the group that I was in. I'm a strong swimmer, but the folks that I was with was not.
Yeah.
Most of them were black. And so the drill that we had, he was like, hey, look, if y'all need help swimming, just tie up your BDUs, because we had BDUs at the time. And we tied it up. And he said, if all you got to do is drop backwards into the water, and your uniform is designed this way that it would create a floaty. Your legs will float, your arms will float, and all you got to do is lay backwards. You're going to get a little bit of water in your nose, so you got to be prepared for that. But once you do, you can just float in the middle of this water and you'll be a go. Because all you got to do is make 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like that would struggle, they would get tired after 2 or 3 minutes, because it was one guy, Cadet Granison. He was straight muscle, built like a gladiator, 6-pack, everything. And he could not swim for anything. He can run a PT test, 300 PT test, everything. When it came to swimming, he sinks like a rock. He's just muscle, straight muscle. And he had to use this technique in order to pass. And he made colonel. He's literally a lieutenant colonel right now to this day. But He was never going to become an officer if he didn't pass water survival that day.
Wow. Yeah, I would put myself in the camp that was not a good swimmer. In fact, I couldn't swim when I first started.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the other test, it was jumping off of, like, I don't know how high it was.
I think it was maybe was it 15?
It was like 15 feet or something.
Yeah, something like that. It was, you hit the water, you just.
But yeah, so like so everyone knows, like, you have to like basically stand there. And you're blindfolded.
Yep.
You got to hold your rifle out in front of you, and then take a step off, like a leap of faith, and then just drop all the way down.
Yeah.
And then come all the way back up, and then like float. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there was another one, like, this was like pretty easy, but you jump in and then you take your flick off. Your carrier, and then
take all your your vest off.
So my first exposure to that, I was an MS2.
Nice.
Right? And I got anxiety. Like, I didn't think I was going to have that. Like, I freaked out. Like, and I couldn't even get in the water. Like, and everyone was kind of like, okay. And we just kind of like pushed me off to the side over there. And you're like, there was already people like, yeah, he ain't going to make it. Like, he ain't.
Right.
And they were like, pretty much like, if you can't do this, like, you're not going to commission.
Right.
And so what I did was I went out and I found a swim instructor. I went to the YMCA. I was like, I need a swim instructor. I need to learn how to do this. And I found a swim instructor. Dude, this lady like researched the water survival test, because I was like straight up telling her I'm gonna like not commission if I don't get this.
Right.
And she put together a plan to like get me there. And I think it was for like a year and a half. I just would go and train, and I learned how to swim.
Wow.
And I remember I had this thing of like, okay, like, well, there's somebody there to watch me. If I'm gonna let you drown, they're gonna pull me up. And I would just jump, okay, and I would just do it, and I just kind of have like this faith that like I was gonna like not die,
right?
But I remember like I standing off of the deep end, and this lady gave me this weight, like this. It was like a plate,
nice,
heavy plate. I don't know how heavy it was, like 30 pounds or 45 pounds. I don't know how it was, but she's like, okay, go in there and just jump and drop to the bottom. And I'm like, looking at this, are you crazy?
Yeah.
And like I did it, and then I just like coming back up, and it took time, and practicing, but man, like if I hadn't had taken that time to like go learn how to do that on my own, I wouldn't have commissioned.
Oh yeah,
I barely passed the CWST.
That was the real. I mean, honestly, this is how how strenuous it was, because we train for this too, but some things you can just get and some things you can't. Yeah. Combat water survival was one of those make or breakers. Yeah. It was one of those either I'm completely afraid of it. I've been afraid of water my entire life. Me doing this task, even in this pool, practicing, just scares the shit out of me. Yeah. So when you do it and you say, my entire career is on this, the only reason why I'm going through this program is to commission as an officer. And yet this one little task, this one little thing that I just got, I'm just scared to do, maybe from the past, maybe didn't grow up around water or whatever, but whatever it is, it's going to stop you, literally stop you in your track. Once you hit a no-go on this, they kick you out. You out.
And the crazy thing is that test, it's 1 day.
1 day.
There's no like, okay, let's go hit the pool and train. Like none of that.
None of that.
In fact, nobody even says anything about CWST until it's like, okay, we got CWST next week
today. Yeah.
It's like you're like,
we're heading to the pool today. And it's like, and that's the day.
Yep.
You either make or break it.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
So yeah, it wasn't until my MS4 year that I finally passed it. I didn't pass it my MS2 year because
you didn't.
And that's when everyone normally passes.
Yeah.
I kept training, kept going. My MS3 year, didn't pass it.
Dang.
Kept going. So I went to LDAC and not having passed CWST. But for whatever reason, when I went to LDAC, it was at Fort Knox. So they changed it from, what was it?
Lewis.
Lewis
I went to Lewis.
Yeah, so we were at Fort Knox. And it was the first year there, so they didn't have like the water stuff set up yet. So I didn't do the zip line and drop in the water.
Yeah.
So I lucked out there. And then came back my MS4 year. It was the spring, my MS4, right before I commissioned. Like it was kind of like, hey, like, are we going to do this? I take that back. I took it the fall semester, didn't pass it, and then they hooked me up with another cadet who was working with me, and then at spring, then I passed it.
Man,
barely passed it.
Wow.
Dude,
crazy.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
It was messed up.
This is made of legends, man.
Yeah.
The things we go through to get past some certain things. But I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world.